Yo, what's going on, guys? Socks for 5 and 6 here today. As you know, that we're doing a series called Let's Talk. About a month ago, we did a video on Sonic Adventure 1. My editor will put that on screen for you guys. And today, we're doing the second part to that, Sonic Adventure 2. But again, I'm not doing it by myself. I'm going to be doing it with one of my friends now and co-writer of Sonic Tales, Prince Ali.
Yeah, this game is obviously better than the first one because the Chow Garden is better. So yeah,
Yes.
that's my take. We
Yes,
can
that's
probably end the video at this point. I mean, we've basically described it. It's like the greatest game of all time because the Chow Garden is good.
right. You know what? You can go ahead and cut the video right there. Anyways, we're gonna start with the gameplay. We can start with Team Hero, but we can really talk about everyone. It's gameplay and story, by the way.
Yeah, so you can start.
Okay, so for the gameplay and story, I'm gonna start kind of with the story-ish. The story is really good. I can understand why people don't like it or they think it's boring during the gameplay, but overall, with Shadow's arc, Sonic or Team Heroes part, I definitely think it's better than Sonic Adventure.
I think the story is probably the most engaging Sonic story. I do feel like it would be better if Team Hero and Team Dark, like I know they used it for promotion, but if Team Dark and Team Hero were just like one story and then we had the final story, I feel like the pacing would be better because the game feels really short. Like if you're going through Team Heroes, like after Pumpkin Hill, you're already at Eggman's announcement.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
cool. I like the lore a lot too, and that's about it.
Yes, and I can start. I've been starting to see why this is a lot of people's favorite games and why people spend so many hours playing it. I do think there is a lot of problems with it, but if it definitely gets like a remaster or whatever you want to call it, I think it'll be definitely the definitive best game there is in the
I don't
Sonic
know,
franchise.
man. If it gets like a remake, I feel like they'll mess with the story and take out some of the heavy themes, like Gerald thinking about suicide.
That's true, because now since they're technically going the more childish route, they will probably do that on a realistic note. But let's hope they don't. But they probably
They
will.
probably won't even remake the game, to be honest.
Probably just keep it and let it go. Um, but let's kind of move on to gameplay, but not really. We'll come back to the story in a second. But for the gameplay, um, all I have to say is it's better than Adventure One. You can tell it's more polished than that game.
Um, I think the controls are better than Adventure One. The camera is worse for sure, which is a huge down for me.
Yes.
Um, and I'd say like for the speed gameplay, the level design being less linear, like being more linear, I mean, is worse. But like SA1's execution of its open environments wasn't the best, so I'd say it's pretty much equal for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Knuckles, this is like peak treasure hunting gameplay. I don't even like. Yeah, it's annoying that the radar is really broken or whatever, but I don't mind it that much. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
say the levels are too big, which I think is dumb because Knuckles moves really fast.
I can agree. He does, especially in Metal Harbor. I thought it was going to take like a millennia to do it, but it was actually more smooth sailing than I expected.
Yeah, so are we gonna talk about the mech gameplay though?
Yeah, we can move on to the mech gameplay quickly. Um, I'll go first about it though, but I hate the mech gameplay. I can understand if you want to put it like through good, bad, or meh. I would put it in meh, but for me, it is bad. I never really liked how slow. It's more like a critical thinking, even though
Mm-hmm.
it's not critical thinking in a sense. It's like, dude, like the straight in between. It's like just a 5 out of 10. I don't know. And especially for me, since I'm not really good at the game, it sucks even more.
Um, well, I like the mech gameplay in SA1, right? But They made it considerably slower, and I also don't like how the camera works. The camera just pisses me off, man. It's the worst in the mech gameplay, which heavily ruins it for me. Like, it's pretty boring because of the camera, which in some levels it's better than others. Like, I still enjoy the mech gameplay. I just think
Hmm.
the camera really hurts it, which there is no excuse for the camera in SA2. See, I can forgive SA1 because the Dreamcast only had like one analog stick, but like SA2, right? They were also developing it for the GameCube alongside with the Dreamcast. They could have given it full analog control in the battle release at least.
And they decided not to.
Because they're lazy as heck.
Right, that's just Sega for you. You know, Sega's got to be lazy.
And it's
Um,
also
you
you
can
can
go
go.
ahead. Oh no, you can.
Okay, another thing, a lot of the gameplay reeks of like early 3D issues, like I said before, the camera and like even like the Lightspeed dash, like sometimes it just doesn't work as well, which I can forgive stuff like that in SA1 because that's like a game from 1998. But
Hmm.
Adventure 2 is from 2001. I don't think it's fair to forgive it for that. Like, Sunshine was coming out around that time.
Right. So they should have at least known or just fixed most problems from the last game. You would think that they could
Mm,
finally figure it out somehow. But for me, I definitely give the mech stages overall like a 5 out of 10.
that's fair. I'd give them like a 6.5, which if the camera was better, I would enjoy them a lot more.
I see what you mean there. So for Sonic and Shadows gameplay, since they're basically the same thing, um, overall, even though we kind of already talked about this, I want to go ahead and rank mine. It's a 7 out of 10. It's better than Adventure, but it's just not my definitive way to play Sonic games for me.
I think the control of Adventure 2 is like it's good. Sonic stages are like they control pretty well, which I know a lot of people say that the adventure control is better. I don't notice the difference, I'm gonna be honest. And also the level design for what it is, it works. Like I don't mind it being more linear, although I do think Adventure's strength lies in the more open-ended level design.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my take.
All right. I have one more thing to say about that, and that's the only difference that I don't really like from SA2 to SA1 in a sense is that it's the spin dash. You can tell in SA1 you can do it constantly compared to like SA2, and it's just
Yeah,
the little flow is just not there how it used to be.
see, I actually disagree with that
I
because
see.
Adventure's levels are a lot bigger than Adventure 2's, so the spam dash worked because you needed to get like from place to place faster to explore the areas, right? But Adventure 2 is very linear, so if you could spam the dash like that, then you would be able to get to half like max speed instantly and just speed through the level.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's all up to preference at the end of the day. Like, there's a reason there's an entire mod dedicated to bringing back the spam dash in SA2.
Okay, I see what you mean there. So with that being said, is there anything else you really have to say about the gameplay itself?
Um, do you want to go more in depth with Knuckles gameplay? Because really, all I can say is that I like it. The levels are big. I like that. I like exploring the levels. I like getting the Master Emeralds. It can be tedious, but it's fun.
Same thing from the last video or the last Let's Talk video. I never really liked the treasure hunting as much as Ollie does here, but it's
Yeah.
definitely I don't know how to explain it. It's not horrible, but it's just not whatever I expected when I first played the game. But at the end of the day, I can see why people like it compared, I don't know, to other gameplay styles.
Anyways, final verdict. Mad Space is the worst level in the entire game. If you disagree, you are wrong. My opinion is ultimate, and that's final.
Let's go a little bit more in depth with the story here. I'll start us off. Um, Starting kind of with Team Hero, Sonic story, the hero story is definitely interesting compared to Team Dark story, which Team Dark story is obviously the definitive story in my opinion. Compared to the hero story, but I don't really know what to say because it's a lot for a short amount of this video. But I don't. How would you explain it?
Of course, we're not doing a full-on dissection, but I think summed up, Shadow's side of the story, or Team Dark's side of the story, is a lot more focused on character, and it's a lot cooler in general. Like, Shadow is introduced, and he's very mysterious. Like, he's tricking Eggman, and then you have his dynamic with Rouge, and like, there's a lot of character there. And
Mm-hmm.
Team Dark, like, generally, it seems like a group. Meanwhile, the Team Sonic, it's just like, alright, guys, we need to go to Pyramid. We need to go get, like, everyone's goal is completely different, and they're kind of just teaming up because it's convenient.
Right. Because they're friends, and friends do friend things.
Yeah. Generally, I also prefer Team Dark's story, but I just think it would be better if they were both the same story, like the pacing overall.
It's just one big story. I could see that. I feel like someone has said that to me before when I was talking to them about having it just being like one big story, and if you could just go on and off as Shadow and Sonic, and you didn't really need the rest.
Mhm.
I wasn't really on that, but could you see that? Maybe I don't know.
Um, uh, for SA2, I don't think it would be right to cut out Tails, Eggman, Rouge, and Knuckles, right? Now, I do think if they bring back the adventure formula, then maybe they should cut the other characters, which I do think they have potential. It's just in the modern landscape, most games don't let you play as like 6 different characters,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Not saying I'm against multiple playable characters, I'm just saying realistically, I don't think they would bring it all back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But no, I don't think SA2 would work if you remove all the other gameplay styles. And I really like the other gameplay styles. I think that opinion is like the opinion where it's like the only fun part about SA2 is Sonic's story and Shadow's gameplay. Like the space
Yeah.
seekers, I want to go fast. It's Sonic, you have to go fast.
Right, and then you would just be playing as one gameplay style the entire
Hmm.
time. Don't mean to bash on this person, but um, you would just be
Yeah.
playing as one gameplay style, unless they like gave Shadow Chaos Spears and Chaos Blast and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that opinion it's a very popular opinion from what I've heard online. Like
Yes.
it's the whole if this game was just Sonic and Shadow instead of Sonic's stupid friends, it would be a whole lot more fun. That seems like yeah, that's people's take, a lot of people's take at least.
That's kind of funny now that I think about it. For some reason, I don't know why.
Yeah,
It's
no.
just you need more people in this type of dynamic story. You can't just have the other two. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. The story would just it just wouldn't work because the thing is like Knuckles, Rouge, Eggman, and all those people. They're very useful characters to the story. They feel like they should be
I'm
playable.
going to talk about Dark, yeah, Team Dark's arc real quick. And that's, like you said, it's the most interesting or the most character dynamic based. It's, in my opinion, the better out of the two. Just learning about Shadow. And since obviously
Hmm.
I do videos on stories and stuff, it really helped me figure out what I kind of want to do. And it was a really good story for me in general.
Yeah, I agree, and like, there's a lot of emotion in it, and it's a lot deeper as well, and it handles a lot more like in-depth themes, like shadow sentience and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially compared to Sonic's story, which is kind of just like, I, I don't know, it just feels more empty.
Dark story is better than hero story. How about you?
Yeah, and the final story is it's like it's a cool climax. Once again, I think they all three should have just been one story. It would have been better that way.
I can agree with that. I can see what you mean. Um, with that though, any extra stuff you want to add in quickly?
Back to gameplay for a second. Upgrades are really cool because they add more replayability, and the levels are pretty well designed for allowing that replayability. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I don't want to go on too long. I'm
All
done.
right, all right. For me, don't have much to say. That, and I agree that the Chow Garden should be a mobile app one day. But that's just me.
No, they could have made it Forces DLC, man. That would have been perfect. Imagine
Yes.
Avatar in Chow Garden. That would have been amazing. But yeah, enough about Forces.
So with that all said and the story and gameplay out the way, let's go ahead and say, what did this really do for that era? And just so both everyone knows, we weren't born in this era, but we can always speculate and things like that.
Yeah, so you can go first. I'm kind of confused on the question myself, so I'll
Okay,
hear
so
your.
all right, so basically, what I mean on that is, what did it really do before it went into the Dark Ages? So for me, I think that it was something that it really established Sonic at that time. It was like it made Sonic the cool guy, and obviously it brought in a new fan favorite being Shadow. It brought in a more sexualized character in Rouge, which is not always a great thing, but DeviantArt had a lot of fun with that, and it it brought back the lovable characters from SA1 in a great way, and in an arguably better way than SA1 did. Do you want to talk
Yeah.
about voice actors, or is it kind of the same as last time?
I'm gonna give a little thing about voice actors. Most of the takes are good. Most of the uh like the voices for the voice actors, they're good. I think and I think the line delivery is good for like Ryan Drummond, David Humphrey, and Knuckles' voice actor. Pretty
Mm-hmm.
much everyone else though, their line delivery can feel a little bit off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, Eggman was good, and so was Rouge. Rouge was okay, but like then you have like Amy, and then you have Tails, and then it was like even the president, bro. The president felt so off, which it was a huge improvement from Sonic Adventure 1, but I think the voices were like they were perfect. But I think the main issue was the delivery once again, which for the main characters the delivery was fine, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
But Tails still felt like he was reading off of a script, and Amy was Amy. Rouge doesn't know how to scream for some reason. Um,
Yeah.
and that's about all I have to say.
I pretty much agree. No need to repeat everything you just said. Um, yeah, that's all yeah, basically, I don't have anything else to say.
Oh,
Um,
should we talk about like some of the issues with translation though, like in the voice acting?
I mean, sure, I don't have much to say about that, but you can definitely go ahead.
Just one thing. I don't think the English dub is as bad as people make it out to be. You can still get the general gist of the story. It's just a couple of issues here and there. But yeah, that's all.
All right. With that, is there anything else that we need to talk about this game?
Um, the music is phenomenal.
Yes.
That's not an opinion, by the way. That's a fact. Like, if you think the music isn't good, then I'm sorry. Please unsubscribe. Leave the channel, man. You're like, no. I'm sorry.
I
I
give
don't.
you
I don't
permission
care. I
to
don't care
leave.
if it sucks this channel. I'm making the rules, man. If you don't like the story, leave. Music is great. Knuckles' tracks are good, although the rapping is kind of weird. Like, it's your boy Knuckles. Like, does this imply Knuckles is actually a rapper in Sonic's universe? And why hasn't he continued his career?
I know, like he just quit, and he also quit riding the Master Emerald, like out of nowhere, so random. But
Yeah, man. I don't know what the heck happened to Knuckles.
my favorite track from SA2 is, for me, I mean, it's basic, it's Live and Learn, but I can also see Escape from
I,
the City.
I can't choose, man. They're all way too good.
They're all way too good. Anything else we need to cover? I feel like I'm missing something.
I feel like we are too, but I don't think so, really. Oh, the Chow Garden. The Chow Garden is great. That's another thing, like the music. That's a fact. It's not an opinion. Yeah. Um. Also,
With that, I guess we can say that the adventure era is complete. Tell me what you guys thought in the comment section below about both parts. If you watched them both, of course. I noticed last video didn't do so well, so if you're feeling generous, go ahead and share this video around and do whatever you want to do, of course. But I'm glad that we did wrap up the adventure era. So, anything you want to say to the fans out there?
thank you for having me, Socks.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey guys, and this is some post commentary. If I sound a little tired or drowsy, it's because it's a little late where I'm at, but I wanted to get this done for you guys. And just some things I wanted to clarify was what I meant by my last video didn't do so well was my last Let's Talk video. So make sure to leave a like on this one. We are doing a like goal of 20 likes, and you guys have been killing it lately. And I'm going to be focusing on that a little bit more in my next video. Also, my last video of 2020, you guys will see on December 30th. So I'm very excited for that. And make sure you guys stay tuned for more. And yeah. I love you guys. Wear your socks. Peace.